from Mr. Jarhead. I finally understand the heartbreak behind Half-Life. Oh, does he?
Half-Life 1 released in 1998 and
Loud noises. Jesus.
changed the world. The long-awaited sequel released 6 years later, again to overwhelming praise. Fans needed more Half-Life, and they needed it ASAP. So Valve devised the perfect plan to keep fans from waiting monolithic amounts of time for new installments. With this brilliant scheme, Half-Life 2 was scheduled to be continued and concluded in 3 epic episodes. Wait, but there's only...
Yes. Yes. And it literally broke my heart. I waited years for episode 3 until it was very clear that it would never come. And it was... Episode 2 ended on such a massive cliffhanger. Man, it really makes me angry and sad. More sad than angry. For a lot of reasons. One reason is I want to see Alex again. I really like Alex. And of course, you know, Half-Life 2 is great. And episode 2 was great. Episode 1, not so much, but episode 2 was great.
Oh, fuck. Before we get into all 3 episodes of Half-Life 2, because there's totally 3 episodes, I'd like to first thank you all for your incomprehensible support on the last video. Leave a comment for a chance to be featured in the next video, and my biggest thanks go to my patrons Stin, Dotman, Angel, The Foe 3, Papa Noob 345, Dominic, and my newest patron, Kevin. Episode 1 is all about completing one overarching objective: escape City 17.
We did it, Patrick! We saved the city!
And the episode
Yes.
kicks off right where we last left things at the G-Man's intervention at the end of Half-Life 2. However, the Vortigaunts also appear to save both you and Alex, which does not please the Magic Man.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, we will.
You then wake to find yourself rescued by Alex and Dog right outside the Citadel, and catch a transmission from Eli and Kleiner warning you that the Citadel could blow at any moment, just like Eli wishes you would in his daughter. But you don't have time to get away.
Which, by the way, is true. Alex's father is actually, you know, hey, how about her in Half-Life 2? He literally is trying to set them up. And yes, Alex wants it. It's very clear that Alex wants Gordon. Very clear. The way that she looks at him, she interacts with him, it's very, 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 very clear. It only could be clearer if she would just undress in front of him. Like, literally.
Away from the Citadel before being completely vaporized, so Gordon and Alex have to venture back inside to the Citadel's core to temporarily stabilize
This
it to buy more time for them.
this thing back in the day, and it still looks so awesome. It's so beautiful. Like back then when I entered the room and I saw the sphere, I was like, whoa, this is awesome. Because I can't remember if I've ever seen anything like that before in a game. So I was like, oh my god, this is great. And it still, by the way, looks incredibly good.
And their fellow citizens to escape the city. Question is, how are you supposed to re-enter the Citadel? Simple, really.
Holy shit! Fuck! Oh!
Eventually, you find a
Yeah, that sequence was crazy.
recording of Breen's dialogue with a Combine advisor about being transferred into a host body, and suddenly you see an advisor pod being sent to the top of the Citadel as the creature scrambles your brains just by being in the vicinity of it. That's gotta be the host body Breen was talking about being transferred to, right? I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence they would show that dialogue here and then that right after. Anyway, I do really enjoy navigating the imploding citadel. The atmosphere is top-notch with it bursting at the seams, forcing you to watch your every move and keep your head on a swivel at all times. Plus, the super gravity gun returns, which is a blast. And I also really enjoy some of the new elements you can experiment with the gravity gun here, like reverse engineering these homing bombs to spike your foes with, and the incredible
Yeah, which is fun. Also, you work together with Alex, which is always nice.
ragdolling, of course, only accentuates the fun. Venturing deeper into the structure, you encounter more soldiers and come to the realization that they're purposely trying to accelerate the destruction of the Citadel in order to send some sort of distress call back to the Combine overworld for reinforcements. So you bulldoze your way through more soldiers and stabilize the core, buying everybody some more time to evacuate the city, as well as hold off the Combine's distress signal for a little bit longer. You also receive a transmission from Judith, who's in the Arctic now, and on the way out snag a transmission packet which contains coordinates to the Combine homeworld. The gravity gun goes back to normal.
Nice.
Fuck this, I'm glad Half-Life's dead. And then we hitch a ride on a train. Valve loves trains, which will take us straight out of the city.
God, we're not on foot.
Yeah, ditto.
Let's hope the worst is over.
Alex, stop talking. Thank you.
Looks like you saved our lives again.
Alex, I appreciate that, but shut up! God damn it! Down, boy! Down! So, what do you know?
She jinxed it.
Now it's on foot, once again, as we attempt to flee City 17, first having to get out of the zombie-infested subways below. Subway. Here, the gravity gun continues to take center stage, using it plenty as a weapon and clogging up antlion nests to prevent them from spawning. And you'll also be dealing with some old freaks and some new freaks.
A Combine zombie. That's like a zombine, right?
You would think, living in a post-apocalyptic world, she would have humor. But she's bad at humor.
Zombine, get it?
I'll be honest, I thought of the exact same joke before she said it. Once you reach the surface, you get a good look at how completely unraveled City 17 has become. Antlions run the streets, the sky is the Canadian wildfires all over again, and most prominent is the slow death of the Citadel before your very eyes. Dr. Kleiner can also be heard over speakers explaining that all Combine portals and communication systems are currently on the fritz, stranding the remaining forces on Earth, for now at least. He also commands everybody to start fucking.
Yes, he does. He literally does. Which is really funny. And the reaction to the people in the game to that is also really amusing. It's great. I love it.
Yes, really.
The more fortunate side effect of the reactor's destruction is the complete removal of the Combine's reproductive suppression field. For those so inclined, now would be an excellent time for procreation.
Look, I know Kleiner's the one technically saying it, but we all know those orders are straight from Eli.
Gordon, please, just come on, my daughter.
You finally reach the evacuation site and look to safely escort as many citizens as possible during the Combine ambush, which goes mostly fine? Oh, shit. Okay, I guess we'll just move
To be fair, running after Alex is not the worst thing.
on without him, yeah? Woo! Good work, team. Last but not least, you and Alex gun it for the train, but suddenly a Strider shows up. This final stretch is seriously great, though, as this is easily the most tense Strider encounter in the series so far. I mean, it's only like the third one, but still, whatever. With nobody to help you, you have to sneak through these big containers and along the walls of the station, not just taking cover from the Strider and its various cannons, but also from Combine soldiers above, not to mention the mines everywhere. It's a super dramatic section and a perfect mix of stealth action platforming, and ultimately bringing the spider-like bastard down was rewarding as all hell.
Oh yes, it was.
You're my new hero.
The two of you board the train and
I always was her hero. Well, Gordon was. Not me, sadly.
and finally make it out of City 17 alive. You got nothing to say about that? A portal rips open above the Citadel as the Combine finally send out that transmission, and tons of advisors are simultaneously released from the tower, and in a blinding flash of light, the story ends. For now. Look on.
Which was a good end. To be fair, it was a good end. A cliffhanger, of course, but a good end.
Honestly, there's not a whole lot that I felt I needed to say about episode 1, which kind of makes sense. If episode 1 is like the first act of this continuation of the story, then episode 2 would be act 2, and episode 3 would be non-existent. But there's really not a whole lot episode 1 adds or does too differently from the main game. Sure,
Which is very true. Very, very true.
there's a bit more focus on the gravity gun, but the only real big difference here is that Alex accompanies you for the whole game, which is really nice because her involvement in Half-Life 2 definitely felt quite limited. But yeah, I mean, otherwise,
Yes, but every time she was there, it was nice. It was nice.
it's more Half-Life. What more can you really ask for? It does exactly what this section of the story really needs to do to continue things moving forward. But with that said, episode 2 is so much better. It's
Yes.
not even close. Episode 2 picks up with Gordon waking up on the derailed train and rescued by Alex, but no dog in sight this time. I want my money back. From the forest you wake up in, you can see the ruins of the Citadel from afar as a giant portal emanates from it. These portal storms, as Alex recalls them, occurred all across the planet shortly after the Black Mesa incident and are exactly what allowed the Combine to travel to Earth in the first place. So closing that portal is essential to holding any more Combine forces at bay once and for all. You eventually stumble upon this communication center and attempt to get a message out to Eli.
Ah, here we go.
Did I do that?
Hey, if you have any blinding insights into how to fix this, go for it. Not sure
Of
what
course.
I did, but it worked.
Oh yeah, sure, fine, you did it, whatever. You get in contact with the lads at the
Whatever.
White Forest Resistance Camp, and they explain that this portal is currently in the infant stages of becoming a super portal. And if it grows into one, it'll be the 7-hour war all over again. Luckily, that transmission packet we stole is the key not just to the Combine overworld, but could also be used to shut down the portal for good. So, the mission is clear. Let's get that transmission packet up to the guys at White Forest. What the fuck? An antlion approaches ready to feast on Alex's corpse, but luckily a Vortigaunt saves her at the last possible second. It's been 10 minutes, and I'm already liking this episode much more than episode 1. Alex is in grave condition, so the Vort summons his brothers to help restore her health.
I still remember how shocked I was when I saw that Alex was getting stabbed. That was like really wow.
Let us hurry.
Jesus Christ.
Help awaits us in the mine.
Actually, they really weren't that bad last time, so we'll probably be fine. These aren't just any ordinary mines you'll be stumbling your way through. These are antlion caves, and they're filled with their larvae, which actually heal you if you squish them. It's very satisfying. There's even some new antlion variations here, which spit on you like the little slut you are. You eventually reach a
Why? Why? Why did he has to say it like that? And I'm the one that spits, not that gets spit on.
small rebel outpost in the mines occupied by more blabbering oaf resistance members. Meet Sheckley and Tuco Salamanca. Here the Vortigaunt tends to Alex, so until the other Vorties can convene with us, you just kick back and chill out with the guys for a bit.
Hey, Doc. On your way here, you weren't followed, were you?
Don't listen to him, Doc. We're on edge because this place is riddled with antlions.
The Vort says as long as we don't step on their grubs, they shouldn't hear us this far from the nest.
What?
Sheckley!
What?
Forget it.
What was the point of this interaction? These
Banter.
guys crack me up. I love them so much. Things continue to get better and better as the other Vortigaunts show up and fight alongside you against the final wave of antlions in an all-out war. finally, with the antlion
That find, to be quite fair, was awesome. Even if I barely remember it, but it was awesome.
Decided we can attend to Alex. With her injuries as severe as they are, however, the Vortigaunts require a deeper submersion into their vortessence, which can only be channeled with
the larval extract. Ah, yes. The extract.
Naturally, the other Vortigaunts will stay behind to keep Alex stabilized while we venture off with one of the other Vorts deeper into the antlion caves to retrieve that precious secretion.
This body is yours to command.
Oh, I think you want my extract too. The Vortigaunts.
Jesus Christ, why do you have to make it this way? Because it's funny. Because it's funny, of course.
Are seriously the best companions in the world. Is there a mod that allows you to play Half-Life 2 with one of them as a companion the entire time? Can someone please make that a thing if it's not already? Unfortunately, the two of you are forced to part ways as this elevator that goes deeper into the mines is out of order. The tension reaches a fever pitch here as you navigate the caves, all the while being hunted by an antlion guardian, which you can't kill, otherwise the extract is rendered useless, so your only option is to hide or run, which doesn't work too well. It's so fucking intense hearing the Guardian's heavy footsteps rapidly approaching behind you. I wish I was recording myself here because my headphones literally flew off my head from how bad I jumped. Finally, you reunite with your Vortigaunt companion.
Yeah, that sequence was really scary. I hated it. I really hated it. But the cave is really nice looking for, you know, a cave.
And retrieve the extract. The Vortigaunts ask you to join them in reviving Alex, and like KFC, they begin peeling off her skin.
Dr. Freeman, I realize this moment may not be the most convenient for a heart-to-heart, but I had to wait until your friends were otherwise occupied. There was a time they cared nothing for Miss Vance, when their only experience of humanity was a crowbar coming at them down a steel corridor.
I remember that. I was that guy.
When I plucked her from Black Mesa, I acted in the face of objections that she was a mere child and of no practical use to anyone. I have learned to ignore such naysayers when quelling them was out of the question. Still, I am not one to squander my investments, and I remain confident she was worth far more than the initial appraisal. That's why I must now extract from you some small repayment owed for your own survival.
I completely don't remember that part at all. Most likely because I was busy with the gameplay, remembering that.
See her safely to White Forest, Dr. Freeman. I wish I could do more than keep an eye on you, but I have agreed to abide by certain restrictions. Well, now, listen carefully, my dear. When you see your father, relay these words. Prepare for unforeseen consequences.
Now I remember that.
This is easily my favorite G-Man scene in the whole series, because by this point it was
which is very understandable. That scene was awesome.
Established, okay, if you're gonna hear from him, it'll probably be at the end of the game, so that makes his appearance here completely unexpected, and the implications behind his appearance are more insightful and ominous than ever. Alex lives. For now. But to what end?
Good luck out there! Okay, Freeman. Be adequate.
What the hell does that mean, anyway?
I don't know. Sounds like something the Forge would say.
You know, He's not wrong. Continuing to venture north, you begin to run into more of the Combine's treacherous forces.
These are great enemies. They're awesome.
Like the hunters who ambushed Alex earlier outside the mines. It's really cathartic to get a bit of revenge on them here. Not only that, but after multiple teases since the end of Half-Life 2, you finally have unveiled before you the infamous Combine Advisor. The creature showcases its impressive telekinetic powers, crushing a barrel. It also uses what seems to be its tongue to pierce through the head of a dead rebel. This apparently allows advisors to instantly learn any information a person carries with them. Right as the advisor is about to do the same to you, the Grub's pod erupts from the damage you did to its life support moments ago, and flees in an instant. Due to this encounter, a ton of the Combine's forces are attracted to your location, the most inconvenient of which being a Combine chopper.
Since you brought that chopper in on your tail, you want to maybe help us take it down?
Oh, with pleasure.
Give sass, that's what you get, buddy. At long last, we have finally arrived at the White Forest camp, and I already want to leave.
We make a pretty good team.
Yeah, well, that's good, because, well, now that the suppression field's down, we all have to do our part.
Dad?
Can you
We told you. We told you.
blame an old man for wanting grandkids?
Eli, take a cold shower already! You also meet Dr. Magnuson in person for the first time. He's another Black Mesa scientist and is effortlessly one of the most unlikable people I've ever met.
I was just...
And by the way, a great character. That character is awesome. I really like the character. Yes, he's an unlikable douche, but he's a good character. And that's important.
saying hello to Alex and Gordon.
Oh, fine. No one grants me a moment.
We learn here that the plan is to launch a rocket much like the one launched in Half-Life 1 to close the potential super portal looming above Earth. We also meet up with Eli and Kleiner to decode Judith's message from the North Pole, and also encrypted into the disk appears to be the location of the Borealis. A vessel property of Aperture Science.
Yes, that Aperture.
Oh. Wait a second. All I know is I'm the only thing standing between us and them. The way they interconnect Portal and Half-Life here is so cool. And to be able to put the pieces together like this now, having played Portal first, yeah, it's just really cool. I also love how Kleiner explains the Borealis lore like he's telling a fucking ghost story around a campfire.
We heard their research vessel had simply disappeared, vanished, with all hands, and even part of the dry dock.
What makes the Borealis special is that one day, as Kleiner said, it simply vanished without a trace, going from miles underground inside Aperture's facility beneath Upper Michigan, all the way up to the Arctic. Not only are its teleportation qualities obviously of note, but even more than that, there are allegedly even greater powers the ship possesses, or perhaps the ship carries greater powers within it. Knowing Aperture, you'd think something most likely linked to some sort of portal technology. Whatever the case, the Borealis could be exactly what the Resistance needs to put a permanent end to the Combine, as people like Dr. Kleiner believe. However, as Eli sees it, it could also pose an equal threat to humanity or the universe as a whole. Not only could it potentially create another Black Mesa level incident or worse, but also if it got in the hands of the Combine, they could use it to bring reinforcements to Earth. Eli's already a bit on edge about all of this, and suddenly Alex utters 4 words that send him over it.
Prepare for unforeseen consequences.
What did you say?
Dad! Okay. It's okay. Just lean into me. Let's get you off your feet.
Unforeseen consequences. The last time I heard those words was back at Black Mesa. You had just stepped into the test chamber when he whispered them in my ear. You know who I'm talking about. Our mutual friend.
That's, by the way, the first time anyone ever in the series talks about the G-Man with Gordon. To Gordon. The first time.
When he brought in that crystal, I knew I should have aborted that damn test, but I didn't. The whole world went to hell that day. And now he's using my little girl, putting words in her mouth. God damn it. I should have known when he rescued her it was for his own damn reasons.
Of course.
Gordon, there's so much I need to tell you. Between us, we may finally have a chance.
Here you go.
Man, all this potential. All the things that we don't know because, you know, the story happened the way it happened.
Is everything all right?
There's nothing, honey.
All right, people, change of plans. There is no way we can launch before those Striders are... Oh, excuse me if I'm interrupting tea time.
God, he's such a prick. I love and hate him at the same time. We're in the final.
Yes, exactly. That's what makes him a good character.
Final stretch now. If we let even one Strider hit our rocket, the planet is doomed. Dr. Magnuson introduces us to his ingenious new weapon to counteract the Striders, a giant Semtex.
We call it the Magnuson device. Not my chosen label, you understand, but it seemed to please the personnel.
Fuck off. The plan is to use the gravity gun to launch.
I think you get why I like that character. I don't like him, but I like the character.
The sticky bombs at the incoming Strider army, and then shoot at the device to blow them to bits. Sounds simple enough. Okay. Maybe not. This last mission here is quite a bastard. In a good way. It's pretty challenging and a very climactic ending as it feels like the Combine's last desperate push to stop humanity. In the end, of course, good prevails as you fend off the horde of Striders and Hunters.
I feel compelled to thank you personally for saving my rocket.
Her face says everything. This is so good. This is so amazing.
So, thank you.
Alright, dude, jeez, what do you want to fucking kiss? So we've held off the Combine army for the meantime, have a helicopter waiting for us to take to the Arctic to rescue Judith and see what the Borealis.
We are flying with a helicopter to the Arctic from East Europe. By the way, with East Europe, I mean Ukraine. This is playing in Ukraine.
Alice is all about, and the launch of the rocket was a success. The super portal has been neutralized. Things are going the best they've gone in a long time. I don't like it.
Gordon, thanks for everything you've done for Alex, for all of us.
Oh, I don't like the sound of this.
I couldn't be prouder if you were my own son.
Oh, I really don't like the sound of this.
I just wish all this didn't have to fall on you, Alex. Your mother would be so proud.
Eli, no, stop talking like that. Yup, that's it. That's the kiss of death.
Dad! Dad! Gordon! Dad!
Alex!
Dad! Oh. Get away!
Listen to me. Destroy that ship. Whatever it takes. Destroy it.
Don't! Dad, look out! No! Dad! Dad! God damn it, let go of him!
The sequence is so goddamn good. Man, I sadly don't remember how I felt having this happen the first time. Really sad, but it's great. Hey, Key.
Oh my god!
I love you, sweetheart. Close your eyes, honey.
I love you, Dad!
Don't look.
No! Oh my god, no! No! Gordon! No! Dad! Oh god! Dad!
And Doc saved the day, but he came too late.
Dad! Dad, please! Dad! Oh my god! No! No! Oh my god!
And that was so good.
Don't leave me.
This ending was heartbreaking in so many ways. Obviously, you're invested in the story, and to have Eli die and in the
Not only in the story, I was invested in the characters. I really, really liked the characters. Like, I really did, because they were people. They weren't just, you know, scientist guy and engineer girl. They were people. They were written as people. And that's why I was invested in them.
manner that he did is really fucking sad, especially because he's such a teddy bear. But of course,
Yes.
what's even more heartbreaking is that this is the end of Half-Life.
Yeah.
There was no episode 3. There is no Half-Life 3. I'd heard all about where's Half-Life 3 memes and discourse and whatever,
Yeah.
blah 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 for years. I was optimistically hoping, perhaps naively, that people were saying that so much simply because they love this series and feel there's more it has left in the tank, not because it was left on a cliffhanger. So
Really? He didn't know? That was one of the main reasons why we were also sad. This massive cliffhanger.
to see it end on such a monumental cliffhanger, I was just in total denial. There's no way that's how it ends, but yeah, that's exactly how it ends. Granted, 13 years later, Valve released Half-Life Alyx, a virtual reality prequel to Half-Life 2, where the only part of the game that actually continues onward from episode 2 is the ending. I'm not gonna get into it because I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen the ending or played any of it yet. Personally,
The thing is, I would have bought and played Half-Life Alyx if it wouldn't be a VR game. I would have immediately bought it, like, without thinking, because it's Half-Life. I would have immediately. But it's VR, and I don't do VR. So, no Half-Life Alyx for me. Which is sad, like really sad.
I looked up the ending as soon as I was done episode 2 because I was on the fence about if I'd ever even play Alyx or not, and I just wanted to know, is this ending gonna give any sort of inkling that Half-Life 3 may be finally coming? So without spoiling anything, all I'll say is you're left with even more questions, and 4
Of course.
years after the game's release, there's been no word on if we'll be getting any answers to any questions, old or new, anytime soon.
Actually, I have heard this year that maybe they are working on Half-Life 3 and Portal 3. But that was a couple months ago. And it was just one video that I have seen. So, don't quote me on that. Now, if they would bring out the Half-Life 3 or Portal 3, I would immediately buy them. Especially Half-Life 3, like, no questions asked, here's my money, give me. Immediately.
So, where is Half-Life 3? Yes, I've said it, we've come full circle. There's a lot that goes into understanding why we are where we are at the moment, so I apologize if this is a lot to follow. We're gonna go into a bit of an iceberg, and no, that actually wasn't supposed to be like a pun about the Arctic. About 6 months after Half-Life 2's release, Valve announced they would be following up Half-Life 2 with a project called Aftermath, and the next year announced they were renaming it to Episode 1, planning to wrap up Half-Life 2's story in a trilogy of episodes, releasing 1 episode per year. However, even following the release of Episode 2, Valve was very quiet about the precise future of Episode 3. Granted, there's plenty of interviews featuring Valve President Gabe Newell, aka Gaben, seen claiming that Valve still intends to wrap up this trilogy of episodes before reevaluating their approach to making games and the future of the Half-Life franchise as a whole.
We're going to be running this experiment on episodic content through episode 3, and then we're going to sit down and say, so we had episode 1, which was a little bit shorter, episode 2 that's longer, came as part of the orange box with TF2 and Portal, and whatever we end up doing with episode 3.
But as years passed, with still no episode 3, the future of Half-Life became more and more uncertain.
Can you tell us anything about when we'll see episode 3?
I'm not saying anything about episode 3 or the other things that we haven't talked about.
I got nothing to say about Half-Life.
Well, it's not dead anyway.
I have nothing to say about Half-Life.
Hey, is that about ready?
These things, they take time.
So what happened? Why did Gabe go from working on Half-Life to working at the Skyforge? On the same day of Half-Life Alyx's release on March 23rd, 2020, IGN conducted an interview with level designer
IGN. Wow.
Dario Casali, a Valve employee since 1996. There's no singular reason why Episode 3 never came to fruition. It's really a web of issues that all come together, and at the core of it all, I believe comes down to this. Valve is maybe too ambitious for their own good. After working on Half-Life 2 for 6 years, we decided we didn't want to go dark for so long. That's why we started doing the episodes where we thought, well, we have the stable technology now, we understand the characters, we understand the story, we have most of the mechanics, let's just bite off little chunks and then release more often. And sure, episode 1 was a success, but even so, Valve couldn't help themselves and pushed to make things bigger and better, despite these projects intended in the first place to be more readily available. We found ourselves creeping ever forward towards, well, let's just keep putting more and more and more and more stuff in this game because we want to make it as good as we can. And then we realized these episodes are turning more into sequels. And hearing that, it makes a lot of sense why episode 2 feels so much more jam-packed than episode 1. As I said, episode 1 made some minor additions, but all in all was a pretty by-the-numbers continuation of Half-Life's story. There's not a whole lot from it that I feel super strongly about. Episode 2, on the other hand, introduced several new Combine forces, characters.
If you pull this off, I might just forgive you for that debacle at Black Mesa. You know the one I mean, involving a certain microwave casserole.
My favorite part of this is that he's dead serious. Featured much more diverse and refreshing environments, and added a lot more lore. In another interview IGN conducted with Gabe Newell and Half-Life Alyx programmer and designer Robin Walker, Gaben said, Half-Life games are supposed to solve interesting problems. Dario Casali similarly stated that they were looking for what is going to make that next big impact after episode 2. But no matter what, whether it was episode 3, Half-Life 3, or even the scrapped Ravenholm game, Valve...
Wait, what? A Ravenholm game? I've never heard about that. Oh my god, the potential. Oh my god. Have mercy.
Just couldn't quite conjure up anything they were truly proud of. This is why it's so important to understand just how revolutionary each Half-Life title was. The incredibly interactive environments and advanced NPC AI changed not just the FPS genre, but revolutionized the whole idea of just what games could be, because every choice you made had an equal and opposite reaction.
You'd be sitting in a design review and somebody'd say, that's not realistic. And you're like, okay, what does that have to, like, explain to me why that's interesting, because in the real world, I have to write up lists of stuff I have to go to the grocery store to buy. And I've never thought to myself that realism is fun. I go play games to have fun. And so we had to come up with some notion of what fun was. We knew it was an ad hoc definition, and it was the degrees to which the game recognizes and responded to the player's choices and actions. If you shoot at a wall, there have to be decals. If you kill a bunch of Marines, the Marines have to run away from you, right? You have to have this sense of the game acknowledging and responding to the choices and actions and progressions that you've made. Otherwise, it loses any sort of impact.
Half-Life 2 broke the gaming world once again thanks to Valve's new game engine it was built on, allowing for highly realistic object manipulation, more complex physics-based puzzles, character models were on point, featured vivid facial expressions, they even got lip syncing down to a T. And you can't...
Yes, and they still have the technology to my knowledge, and I really hope they still use it.
Can't forget about Lost Coast, a playable cut section from Half-Life 2's Highway 17 that was used to demo the new high dynamic range rendering Valve was implementing to the Source engine. And again, plenty of this was far beyond what other games at the time were doing. And if Valve gave us Episode 3 at the time they originally intended to, with this technology they were already working with, like they said they were going to, I'm sure I and pretty much every other Half-Life fan would have been very pleased. But for as amazing as this tech was, Valve still felt limited. They knew they could do better, and were already looking to move on from the source engine Half-Life 2 and its episodes were built upon. We see the fruits of their labor bared 13 years later with Half-Life Alyx.
This looks amazing. Just amazing.
With VR do anyway.
Take over blast control, world government.
Half-Life Alyx, 4 years after its release, is still widely regarded as one of, if not the best virtual reality gaming experience. And I don't think
this looks so amazing.
I really need to explain why VR is a big deal. Plus, it was built on Valve's new Source 2 engine, the development of which was a big reason for the endless delay of Half-Life 3. The Source engine Valve worked with on Half-Life 2's prior episodes wasn't able to fulfill ideas the team had for Episode 3 to their fullest potential, and this was the crux of the issue for Valve. They didn't think Episodes 1 and 2 brought much innovation to the table that Half-Life 2 didn't already. So if they had the Source 2 engine now, the technology's clearly ready, why make a prequel? Why not make the proper Half-Life 3 everyone's been clamoring for? A big
My guess is they don't know what to do.
Reason for the abandonment of Half-Life 3, I believe, also has to come down to the story. I could be wrong, I haven't seen much online indicating this, but it just seems like Valve was never able to come up with a conclusion to the story that they were truly satisfied with. However, in 2017, not long after departing from Valve, the head writer of Half-Life, Mark Laidlaw, cryptically dropped Epistle 3, a letter from the point of view of Gertrude Fremont, used to divulge some of Laidlaw's ideas for what Half-Life 3 could have been, but never was. However, Laidlaw claims that Epistle 3 holds about as much weight as a fanfic and was nothing more than a gender-swapped snapshot of a dream I had many years ago, and according to him, was never officially planned to be the story, but for all we know, he's a dirty, stinky liar. Nevertheless, it's a fun little thought experiment, and it's interesting to wonder how things would have all come together in-game had this been the story for an official product. The original text is a bit girthy, so I'll just quickly give you the gist of it, and for clarity's sake, names of characters and locations have been adjusted to fit the Half-Life universe. Gordon, Alyx, and a militia of Resistance members head to the Arctic to rescue Judith and uncover the Borealis. However, on their way, some mysterious forces brought down their helicopter. Venturing onward through the tundra to the supposed coordinates of the Borealis, the Resistance...
What is this from? Must be a mod.
Is instead greeted by a fortified Combine nightmare. Suddenly, what seemed to be the Borealis slowly flickered in and out of existence. The coordinates provided by Mossman were not where the legendary vessel already was, but where it was expected to appear next. Alyx and Gordon are captured by followers of the late Wallace Breen, whose consciousness was revealed to have been transferred into a chode. The grub fears Gordon, recalling the fate of its original body, and you have the choice of putting the new Breen out of his misery. Eventually, the duo find Judith, and Alyx blames her for her father's death. Looking to carry out her late father's wishes, Alyx looks to destroy the Borealis while Mossman seeks to use it to aid the Resistance. In a struggle soon after, Alyx kills Judith, and she and Gordon arm the Borealis, creating a time-traveling missile headed straight for the heart of the Combine's command center.
What the
Suddenly,
hell?
the G-Man appears and abducts Alyx, leaving Gordon to die aboard the ship before he's saved by Vortigons and transported to a shore in the distant future. Expect no further correspondence from me regarding these matters. This is my final episode. Yours in infinite finality, Gordon. Jesus. It's pretty funny to think about because hypothetically, if this were episode 3, people would still be asking where's Half-Life 3 considering it's another massive cliffhanger.
Yes.
But since the story's publication, Laidlaw has gone on to show remorse for releasing it in the first place. I was deranged. There's really no other explanation. I think it caused trouble for my friends and made their lives harder. It also created the impression that if there had been an episode 3, it would have been anything like my outline, whereas in fact all the real story development can only happen in the crucible of developing the game. So what people got wasn't episode 3 at all. Epistle 3 wasn't the only fanfic Laidlaw posted online, as years prior, he ran an account called Breen Grub.
Of course.
This rabbit hole never fucking ends. The account posted a series of tweets from Breen's perspective adjusting to his new host body, including exposing that the advisors were just another species subjugated by the Combine, much like all the other species who were a part of their forces. This is something I didn't want to cover until we got to see more of the Combine's forces, but yeah, get this. Every Combine enemy you see is some form of another species they conquered and subjugated to be part of their army. So none of these guys are actually native to whatever the Combine homeworld is. As we know now, the Hunters, Advisors, Striders, and even gunships are all bioengineered creatures, also known as synths. Well, now I'm in the same boat as the rest of you miserable fucks, just hoping and praying that we get Half-Life 3 at some point, and honestly, I think we will. I'd be shocked.
I really hope. I love Half-Life. Like, Half-Life is one of the franchises that I really love. Like, how to explain it? I have as much love for Half-Life as I have for the works of Tolkien. And, you know, Tolkien is Tolkien. Tolkien is awesome. I think I've read everything, or almost everything, that Tolkien has ever written. Well, story-wise, you know, when it comes to Middle-earth stuff. And I really like that. I really have a love for Tolkien's stories and the way he told them. And I have the same love for that, for Half-Life. I really do. I really want to see a happy end to this story. But as far as you know, stories in Half-Life goes, never had a happy end in none of the games. Well, actually, in the second, yes, but it wasn't really the end, was it? So yeah, I really hope there's something coming.
Shocked if a true continuation wasn't already in the works, even if we haven't heard about it. You don't bring this franchise back in the fashion that you did after over a decade to not finish what you started. And I think virtual reality helped Valve gauge a better sense for where they want to go with Half-Life in the future. It'd be a real shame if this legendary series never got a proper conclusion. But with that said, it'd be an even bigger shame if the franchise were to come back and be fumbled at the very end. So Valve, continue to take your time, and know that whether it's fans since the beginning or newcomers to the franchise like myself, we'll be waiting. We'll be here when you're ready to change the world once again.
Yeah. I can't wait for it.
I hope.
Yeah.
Just please don't take too much longer. This franchise is almost 30 years old. A lot of the fans are probably dead now.
I'm 42. If they take another 10 years, I won't be here. I fear.
I feel compelled to thank you personally for saving my YouTube channel. In all seriousness, I just wanted to quickly take the time to say thank you so much for all the support so far this year on all of these Half-Life videos. I mean, they have gone crazy. You guys have gone crazy. It took me almost 10 years to get to 1,000 subscribers. And we just got 2,000 since the Half-Life 2 video. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. I know a lot of you have been screaming at me to play Entropy Zero, and I will one day, just not yet. I need a break from Half-Life. This is all I've been doing for like the last 6 months. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope that you stick around for other stuff. Thank you so much for affording me your time and just giving me a chance. And I will see you guys again soon.
This was a great video. I really liked this one. It was awesome. And yeah, just like him, I'm still waiting for episode 3. Which will not come, it will be Half-Life 3. And of course, Portal 3. Now, what would be funny if, you know, I mean, Portal and Half-Life are the same universe, we already know that. But what would be funny if they also bring out a new, oh, how's it called? Their zombie game, part 3, and, oh, that also is in the same universe. That would be really funny. And would bring out so many options. Ah, yeah, this is awesome. I love this.